Hi Geminis, how are you? This is Shooting Stars Tarot. Welcome to my channel and your mid-monthly love reading. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm using the Mary L. Tarot deck. Alright, Spirit and Universe, what are the messages that you have for I just did Libra, sorry, that you have for Geminis for the second half of February in life and love? What are the messages that you have for Geminis in life and love for the second half of February? Justice, 5 of Swords, 4 of Wands, 10 of Wands, 9 of Pentacles, 7 of Swords, Knight of Wands, the Moon, and Temperance. And at the bottom of the deck, Geminis, we have the Emperor, which is the card of Aries, fiery energy. What does all of this mean for you? Geminis, in life and love, you know that in terms of self-awareness also, you know you are a step above in terms of cognitive ability in various forms, right? Words, wordplay, in terms of processing, memorizing, remembering. But there's so much difference there in terms of being aware in the moment. I'm just so kind of hyper aware and absorbing everything that's around you, and then actually connecting all the dots to future, past events and people and places. So there can be a little bit of a lack of a broad perspective always. Okay, sometimes you have a very broad perspective, sometimes you have a very micro perspective. But in terms of connecting everything in the long term, always, there can be hiccups there in the way that your mind works. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But what I'm saying here with these cards is there's a little bit of that going on. Kind of keeping a little bit of a difficulty in keeping the long-term perspective. Now, that changes the whole meaning of this card in the underlying tone of this card, doesn't it? Because if you can see his focus, just focus. All right. You could even go so far as to say that the bug, a dragonfly has landed on him and he's not even aware. Okay? No distractions are getting past him. Okay. So think about that the rest of this month. Now, this is kind of an interesting time right now, energetically, because Mars is in Scorpio. And so there's a lot of depth of emotion, but also eagerness to force what we want. Eagerness to change what we don't want. Outmaneuver. Okay? So, yeah, that's a beautiful energy. That's a beautiful energy, especially if you know how to hone it in and use it to become successful in what you're trying to do. King of Pentacles. the most successful in earning, building materialistic things. Okay, he's settled in life. And knowing how to use that energy as part of a greater plan for ourselves, all right? Sacrifice, hard work, Eight of Pentacles, hard work. But also not being afraid and just going for it, right? Going for the work, going for the outcome, going for the focus, and just doing it, okay? Geminis, this is kind of a really important message here for you, I think. I don't really know why I'm being so compelled to even go down this route. No clue. But I think it's something that you can really use, because Mars isn't going to be in Scorpio forever. So take that energy and use it. Seriously. Get to work. Okay? These cards become more and more important as we talk about this. Okay? Don't sit idle. Okay? Just go. Okay? Be able to sacrifice, because the outcome is blissful, but you've got to focus. You've got to know exactly what you're trying to do. In life and love. Okay? Like, get in the game. You're usually in the game, Geminis, okay? You're definitely usually in the game. But I mean, get in it. Get in it for you. And it's so clear here, because the Nine of Pentacles is the card of what? It's the card of taking all emotion out of it. Using that Scorpio energy, that Mars energy. Scorpio is ruled by Mars also, so Mars is home. Mars is also the rule of Aries. So Mars is home, and it fuels the depth, and it is fuel. Fuel, fuel, fuel. So don't sit in the emotional space. Take that frustration, take that anger, take that confusion, take that hope, take that faith, whatever is fueling you, take it, but put it to good use. Don't sit in the emotion. If you look at this Nine of Pentacles, there is no emotion here. We have creatures of the earth. We have gears. We have sitting on top of the earth. Okay, there's no emotion here. This is work. This is making stuff work. And this is not stopping until it does. Ten of Wands. So if you're talking about love, work, okay, if you've kind of been lacking on your yearly goals, get in the game, Geminis. If anybody knows how to like snap into it and go, it's you. So do it. Now, I'm a little concerned about the Seven of Swords here, because this can indicate kind of taking advantage of a situation, maybe a little bit too much. Okay, so we'll look a little closer into that. And, okay, let's go back up to the top. We have Justice, Five of Swords, Four of Wands. Five of Swords is definitely a card of missing an opportunity. This is important based on everything I just said in your intro. Missing an opportunity for something to grow, for something new to be born. And after this opportunity passes is only when we have all the wisdom that we really messed up, right? Hindsight's 2020. That's what this card is about. This card is about fighting to win and losing in the end. Right? It's not about, this is a marathon. You're not running just a race. This is a marathon. You're not fighting a battle. This is a war. So don't miss opportunities that you will greatly regret later. Okay? This card is very important because we have Justice here, meaning that if you do the work, if you remain focused, okay, if you have the right end goal and can do the work and go for it full force, okay, if you do that, justice will work out in your favor. There will be a huge something to celebrate in the end. Knight of Wands, go for it. It's the card of Sagittarius. Go for it. Use this energy. You see that lightning bolt? This is the card of like temporary, somebody that's kind of in and out of your life. Right now, who cares? If they want to be in and out of your life, fine. Let them. You've got other stuff to do. You're not wanting them to be all the way in or all the way out. You're not even worried so much. You are like fighting this really cool, like it's like, I feel like have this goal to, I don't know, get really integrated into something. Personally, right? Like a social organization or writing a book or planning to climb Mount Everest, like weird kind of things like that you're kind of focused on doing that. So if love wants to come in and come out or stay or go, that's fine. You're going to acquiesce to all that. But there's a bigger thing here that's going on for you. Okay, there's a deeper integration into societal something. Now, so again, even if this is temporary energy, fine. Now, again, for you, for what I was just talking about, not relating to love, this lightning bolt here, this energy, there's an inner knowing here of when presence can be and when presence doesn't have to be. Temporary. So you can have these jolts of energy that will launch you forward, okay, when you're having doubt. Now, this is interesting, this moon card here, because this card, and he's looking right at the Knight of Wands. So, okay, if we're talking about love, you could be dealing with a fire sign, Sagittarius. You could be dealing with a Pisces or a water sign. Okay, you could be dealing with all the signs are here. But on a higher level, the moon is kind of the unspoken. So I think, kind of like Libra's reading, there's a bigger game that's being played here for you, and that you're trying to work through and figure out. And you're getting in it, and it's almost as if you kind of don't need to come down and talk to your person or your people, right? Like you're elevated in your plans, in your execution, in what you're trying to do. And it's kind of hard to demonstrate and communicate to people that are important to you because they're not in this game, right? They're playing the different game. They're playing something else in their life. They're doing something else with their life. So this, just like Libra's, this month is very much about you and what you're doing and where you're going and where you're putting your focus. But there's a bigger message, a clearer, a more important message about understanding and having self-awareness about that, and then actually using it to your benefit. Okay, so there is going to be some uncertainty. You may cause uncertainty in your close-knit groups, your family, your love, with your loved one, with your partner. But that too shall pass, and temperance will regain. Look, these are actually both cards of Sagittarius, temperance and the Knight of Wands. So that too shall pass. So, you know, charge ahead with what you're doing. Use that energy. I guess really the main message that I have for you, that these cards have for you this month, is don't miss opportunities, okay? Do the work now. Just go. Just go. Like it'll sift itself out. Don't get caught up too much in wishy-washiness, which sometimes you can do, but I think even more powerful of a state for you to be in is just going, doing, talking, seeing, being, planning, okay? All right, please clarify the Seven of Swords. Why is the Seven of Swords here for Gemini? Why is the Seven of Swords here for Geminis? Six of Swords. When you feel this month that there is something that is not being fair, okay, or that someone may be taking advantage, step away from the situation and sort out your thoughts. You don't have to step away in speculation, and you don't have to step away with ill thoughts about them or the situation. Okay? You don't have to step away in fear and hurt and pain and sadness and grief. You can just step away and sort out your thoughts. So keep those two things clear. Because normally with the Six of Swords, it's the man on the boat and he's got all the swords and he's going off into gentler waters to take some time. And it's kind of a melancholy atmosphere to that card. But with this Six of Swords, he's taking all the love, you know, there's children here, the love and innocence with him on that journey. And so, and kind of the happy-go-lucky. So as you step away, don't do so with ill thoughts. Just step away and sort out your thoughts. Okay? Because frankly, you're playing a different thing here. And so if someone in your life, in your love life, is kind of causing frustration, or there's a little speculation, or they don't trust you, or there's a little hiccups in the relationship or in your love life, you're not even going to want to go into that emotional place where you would have ill thoughts. You would just leave and go focus on something else. It's kind of what that's saying. Please clarify this Five of Swords. Please clarify this Five of Swords. Four of Swords, the same message as the Six of Swords for the most part. Okay, healing. This card's important in this deck specifically because it means calming your thoughts and healing, but it also means not forgetting to connect everything in your head to a practical reality of something that can be built. Okay, it's connecting to reality. So when there is missed opportunities, you know, this card could really be clarifying the Five of Swords, being like, you gotta get on. You can sit and dream all day, or you can make stuff happen. And this Four of Swords talking about connecting all of these like kind of highfalutin thoughts. That with the Magician, how he has that infinity symbol up in his head. The key about the Magician is these are ideas, these are ideas, these are ideas. Oh, we can't see. This infinity symbol, okay? Ideas can go in our minds forever. But the Magician, he has all the tools in front of him to pull all those ideas out and turn them into a reality. That's kind of like what this card is talking about when we're talking about the Five of Swords, when we're talking about missed opportunities, okay? Please clarify the Moon. Please clarify the Moon for Gemini this month. Why is the Moon here? Eight of Wands. You're protecting, okay, there's going to be a lot of communication, but your deep internal realm, you're not really sharing. Okay? You don't feel the need to, even to those closest to you. Again, they're playing their game, you're playing your game. And I'm not talking about being a player, you know, in love. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about playing games in love. I'm talking about your life purpose, what you're into right now, what you're gonna make work, what you're doing. All right, there's gonna be a lot of communication, but your internal realm, your deep internal realm, Gemini, that you don't really share with a lot of people because they might not really understand it. You're keeping that to yourself for the time being. And that's okay. Okay. All right. What are the high-level messages, advice, and guidance for Geminis? High-level advice and guidance for the rest of February for Geminis. Three of Cups, the Sun, King of Pentacles again. Okay, there he is again. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So, in terms of advice and guidance, remember, this is not situational. This is advice and guidance for you for the rest of the month. This will work out in your favor if these emotional moments, these third-party relationships, these social distractions, these emotional distractions, okay, if they get in your way, it will mess things up. Do not get distracted by emotional pettiness. If you look at where this water is flowing, it's flowing from a very high, promising place, but then it splits into three. One has more water than the other two. And then the water falls down. Okay, we all know how water falls, but just looking at the dynamics of these cards, okay? That water is leaving its current plane. Okay? It is changing to a lower place, which is where you will be if you will go with it. Okay, don't get in emotional spaces this month, the rest of this month. The sun, in fact, just like the moon, looking at temporary energy. The sun is looking at longevity, purpose, winning. These are words I think about when I think about the King of Pentacles. Okay, drive, motivation, continuous. King of Pentacles works and works and works and works, no matter what he's feeling. Okay. Like Capricorn, how they're kind of married to work, and they usually end up being very successful later on in life because they just diligent, consistent, day by day by day by day, doing what they're supposed to do. That's where the sun is. That's where the prize is. That's where you win. So if someone wants you to get emotional and talk about emotions, you don't want to do it. Keep that to yourself right now. Focus on your bigger goal, your plan. That's when the Wheel of Fortune will kick in. 3 of Swords. Okay. I'm just pointing this out because this was underneath the last set at the bottom of the deck. Remember when I pulled out King of Swords, Knight of Swords, or King of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, that last set? This was the next card, and here it is again. So there might be emotional moments this month. Okay, there might be heartbreak, there might be third-party situations, but don't change the plane with the water. Like, don't go to a lower place because emotions take you there. It's not worth it. You're playing a higher level game. And frankly, Geminis, out of anybody, you're the ones that can do it. So, do it, okay? Stay focused on what you're trying to do this month. I know this is supposed to be a love reading, but I'm just going with the energy. So I'm sorry, it wasn't really a love reading. It was kind of telling you to keep emotions out of what you're doing this month. Okay? Be around your person. You can be in the relationship, but don't flow with the emotions of it. Don't let it sway you. Okay? Stay a little bit more focused, and I think that will really help you get to where you're wanting to go. All right, Geminis. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this. If you would like a private reading, you can just click on the link below. All right. Love you. Bye.